Hello, in this video I'm going over upscaling images that we're creating inside Dall-e, MidJourney, Diffusion, Stable Diffusion, and so the other ones, AI generators that creating for us images. The reason is why we want to kind of upscale, because by original when we create image, it can come up with anything from 512, maximum size 512 pixels, can have it 1024, or MidJourney provide, I think, largest right now when you max upscale to 2048, and it sounds not bad. 2048 pixels sounds big, but realistically when you start using, it's actually not that much. So example right here, the standard size of the poster with 300 dpi resolution. And if we look on an image, let's go look on image size, and you notice it is 7200 by 40. So it's thinks it's not that bad. Okay, let's look what's happening. This is our 1024 by 1004. You can see how small image it is. Even you're using inside, you can maybe take and just drag and drop in Photoshop, which actually does not perform bad job at all. But if we look on this, you can see it is become blurry, so we don't have details. And when you start printing, this will pop up. So what Upscaler, some application does, they allow to add sharpness, increase size, and it's look more as up to properly resizing. So we actually want to increase. Where we're going to use this? Well, we can use this in the backgrounds, like I'm using quite a bit in compositing work. And for example, this is image when I shot on Canon R5, which is about 8000 pixels. You see how bigger I need. And besides, this is just small segment behind the image. Actually, I need even increase even bigger for that one. Or we can work for the posters. If we make like movie poster, you can do there as a components. Again, partially components, background replacement, you can do this. Again, backdrop replacement in some other compositing. You can see you can use it in a lot of stuff. Beside that, you can use it as a print wall art. And again, if you're going, it says, hey, resolution is too small, and mostly it will save by 72 dpi dot per inch, versus the printing require at least 150 dpi. Most will be 300 dot per inch. It's very dense. So if just example right here, let's go look what do we have. We have image size, and notice this size 72. So if I increase my resolution to 300 dpi, you see how big it is growing. So if I reduce it, get smaller. Definitely it is requires some upscaling or done for this. So it's have multiple programs available that can do that job, can upscale. But when I start checking, not everyone is equal. And some actually was claiming one of the best, because I go on the internet and I look like, go search the best image upscaling, and you can see it's come up with like, the shutter store come up with many. And if you look what people recommend, if you're going on some, that says image upscaler and so on, image enlarger. And I'm like, okay, let me go check them, which actually is work very good. And we're going to take some sampling. I'll show you how I did test, what we've done with this, and how easy to use, what pricing, and so on. So I gone through these applications. I kind of nailed down about 5. One last one was GIMP, but because some of hardware a little bit used, which I don't showing here, most of it will compare 4 applications. 2 online, it will be Upscaler, another one will be image enlarger, so it's 2 different ones. Another one standalone Gigapixel, and we'll look what Photoshop offer to us, because I don't know how many people know this or not, but if you're going in from 2019, if you go image, okay, image size, and Photoshop offer this new Preserve Details 2.0. It's AI based, kind of the own Sensei AI based. It originally was upscaling, so it's supposed to be smarter way with the preserving details and upscale. So this is what they recommend, and it should work very well. So we go check this one as well. We'll just go to what they recommend, preserve details, enlargement, older version, automatic. So we check what is Photoshop can do and other things. So we'll be doing tests on a few different images. One, right here, originally I created this one. Well, I created with my text strings inside MidJourney AI, and it was upscaled to the maximum. So it's 2048 pixels wide. And actually we can go to check image size. You can see right here, it's 2048 by 1150 72 dpi. So we will compare this one. The next, I also create special test where you can see I have a smooth gradient done. Text, broken text, so we can see how it will upgrade. Some lines on a circle, and additional with thin line, and inside with some render clouds. So just a test file this way, and another one just to take photo, and we'll kind of work on this photo. So what I done, because some of these images at 8,000, like this photo by default about 8, almost 9,000 pixels by something, I scale them down, so will be kind of on the same plane. And what I did it, I scale some to 2048. It's what we're going to upscale to, and leave it this as a preview. For example, this one, it is 2024 if I'm right. So let's go just verify it. So you can see right here 2048. And next, what I did, I take same image from here and scale down to 1024. And after this, I was save them all as uncompressed PNGs, so we don't lose any quality. And I used other services to upscale back to 2024, so we can compare. For example, right here we see that is original image before I shrink down, save, and enlarge. And after we can put it in and just start comparing how much details will be lost versus this one, upscale, and so on. So same like with this image, you'll notice we will, because it's 2024, we scale down to 1000. I did as experiment also increase to the very large size, like this image, and you can see this is image size, and this is about 72 by 12,000 pixels. Okay. However, I won't check all of this. The reason is because some surfaces does not allow me. I don't feel like when I test on lower level, I don't feel like purchase from them service, because, well, I jump a little bit ahead. The quality was not as good as everyone tell. And I will show you what I was meaning by this in a second. And this one I was using like Gigapixels and Photoshop. So now I upscale to max and see how this one will perform overall. So let's go check and see what's going on. So this is our first image, and this was image size was original 1024. So I create this one. Okay, let's go get a little bit closer, and this is maximum size, so we can zoom even closer to see on some lines. The one thing I like this because this teeny tiny lines, some gradients you can see in the clouds. Okay, and what I did next, I took it one and I just shrink down to 1024 and just use it simple Photoshop scale, not resizing, just drag and scale, and you can see how fuzzy it is become. Okay, this is original, this is Photoshop scale, and scale it's meaning I just resize, drag there, take a corner and drag and expand. It's all. I mean, this is the simplest you can do it. Okay, and it definitely will last quite a bit quality, will last quite a bit details from this and all this. So the next one says, okay, how about we'll use it resizing inside the Photoshop. And again, resizing, if you go to image size, and I was selecting preserve details 2.0, the latest one. So right here, let's go see what's going on. Right here, this preserve details, and you can see before and after. Remember, when we're shrinking, when you take image in a smaller size and you increase in size, if information is not there, application needs somehow recreate in multiple ways. One, it can regenerate information that does not exist, so it's need put it there, or it's work with calculating contrast, calculating some high details, and work with that way. So it's kind of depend how it's work. But here's with Photoshop the best enlarger. And if I'm right, as said before, it is using kind of their own Sensei AI, but I'm not sure if it does, because many of them kind of experimental. They're using cloud and all this other stuff. So anyway, this is if we do with Photoshop. Okay, so let's go next, and we check on Gigapixel. So right here, our Gigapixel, and you can see it does original. We'll add some details because how say they shrink down, and some option. This one I was using CGI and art, which is not necessarily give a good result. I'll show you example when you use it a little bit different settings, you'll have it more details. This one I just got preset and set up. So you can see from original, we'll add some details. However, compare to the Photoshop Upscale, not question. And let's go compare to Photoshop. It's definitely have it a little bit cleaner, but we'll add some details right in this area. I'll show you a little bit different settings on Gigapixels, so we actually won't lose those details, which is actually work even better. But this is simple, straight out of box. Just click button and see what's happening here. So, and the next one is Upscaler. So Upscaler, it is online application that you upload your images and they can produce and send you back a result based on this. One thing, keep it in mind, it sends you only back JPEG. If you uploaded PNG, BMP or other ones, it sends you back JPEG, which is having some problems. And okay, I upload this image, and what is problem right here? What I found, it is creating fringing. So what I was meaning by fringing, let's look right here. Let me enable some multipliers so you can see better. You see those steps? As example, let's look right here. This is Gigapixels. You don't see them. It's a smooth, nice gradient. Okay, if you look on a Photoshop, smooth, nice gradient. Look on the other one, Upscale, smooth, nice. So any online both of those services, they are creating the fringing. I don't have it on other ones for this file. I have it for another ones because they have it some weird way. You need to wait till you recompile new one. Anyway, but point is this, the both of them was creating this JPEG compression with huge fringing. And if you do any compositing work or anything, this is like your biggest enemy. You need it or process after or whatever. And to me, just only this one automatically will disqualify. However, I will continue testing, won't be sure the lines and everything. But personally, I look on the compression here around. This is pure JPEG compression, and it's horrible. I don't know why, or whoever they pay money to put it, that is number one on the reviews. Because if you look right here, this says Upscaler in number one. And in my test, those services, they not even come closer to Photoshop or Gigapixels by mile. Okay, some maybe some play with the search or whatever, and it's sad to see that they're actually promoting as one of the best top one, but no, it's not best. So this one is big no to me. Okay, so let's go now look what else we have. And here the file that creating with a specific gradient preview. This one first is original. Again, it was shrink down and after rescale to 2000 by 2000 pixels. So I just decide let's keep it square to be sure that all process properly. And mostly square. It's like if you work, for example, with a Dall-e, you're going with a square image and so on. Okay, right here first, let's go look on a Gigapixels that we will switch kind of back and forward, see which one. And mostly what I will look on Gigapixels, again, gradients is very clear. You can see right here. Let's look on upscaling line. This is just simplify, drag and increase. You can see how this fuzzy, okay, Gigapixels, little adjustment, nice, pure, very good line. And let's look on a text. Again, this is before. You can see if you just upscale, you have a kind of a blurry text. And I think Gigapixel did very good job on this separate images as well. Okay, now let's go to Upscaler, and this is Upscaler. You can notice again we have it all this compression and JPEG just killing everything in this case. I don't know if If you know other ways besides JPEG, if I can use it PNG from them or other things, please let me know. Put a comment, let me know how I can get another file to compare. But I did not find out a way. It just allowed me to only download it one format, and it's all. And you notice how it's outline going. Even beside that, okay, let's go right here. And again, if we look on the line, you can see how horrible compression is going right here. Okay, just as example, if we're going to look on Gigapixel, you can see smoothness of the gradient. It's a huge difference. And that is as well, you can see compression on the line going, and it is on Upscaler. And this is not even a big Upscaler. This is only twice, upscale to 2 times. And that is already have this kind of problem with this Upscaler. Okay, and this is another one, AI image enlarger. And this is have a little bit better, but same problem right here. We have a problem with the gradient. You can see a little bit less, but right here we can see a huge compression going problem right there. The fringing and compression going on quite a bit. Let me disable this one so we can preview colors. Edge, same, we have a lot of noise is producing, and this is problem. If you don't have an application that's properly enlarged, you will end up with a lot of noise, and it's what going on right here. Same like edge, you can see does not keep it very good. Okay, a little bit fuzziness. Same in a text. Okay, again compression, very bad. Okay, so let's go ahead next. This one was using Photoshop. They on Resizing, and this is Resizing again that I was using with Preserve Details 2.0, and another one was just using Automatic. So this is first with Preserve Details, and you can see actually it's come up with very clean. Look how nice and clean it's going. Okay, let's go compare to original. You can see how the fuzzy remove. Actually, it's quite a bit nice enlargement using this. Okay, the problem with Photoshop in this case, I find out you can enlarge about up to maybe 2-4 times, and after this Photoshop does not do as good job. But overall, if you need to enlarge this way, you can see how clear font Photoshop produce it. Let's go look on the edges, and here we will have a little bit problem. You see the line going additional, so that is what happening. And the reason is because how Photoshop it's using edge detection by contrast, but it's also calculating wide of the pixels. And anyway, it's technical things, but it will create the problem right here. But gradient and everything look a little bit much better than in another one. Same like right here, you can see on the line compression, and this is because how it's detecting edge by the contrast based. Okay, so let's go check on a Photoshop now. This one is automatic selection, so when you let Photoshop to decide what is the best for this. Okay, and okay, right here, let's zoom in closer, and it's again, it's a very clean. How say, just to compare, you see how clean it is, the edges. Let's compare again with the Upscaler. Look, this is Upscaler versus just even Photoshop. It's a huge difference. Okay, and the both all was on 2000 pixels, they're all exactly the same. Or example with another AI. Okay, and right here compare with the Gigapixels. So it does, Photoshop did better job on this upscaling versus all of them. Whereas Gigapixel will shine, it's when we have it not just straight line. I'll show you in a second where it's actually Gigapixels will become a little bit better, but on a simple this, definitely it's different. Also, let's look a little bit closer inside. Okay, right here, versus just increasing. You can see increase a little bit in sharpness compared to Gigapixels. I just see a little bit noise on Gigapixels coming up. Okay, of course with Upscaler I can see compression. I don't know if you can see compression or not. It's very hard on this one actually. Look, mostly what we're looking for different. Okay, yeah, this one versus AI image enlarger, definitely you can see problems with this. And between different type of Photoshop, high details, this is high details, this low details. Again, let me go up to max almost. And you can see high details, try to add a little bit more details in this case. Okay, so let's look actually on the portraits, how it will do with a portrait for us. And one thing, this is all done with a Adobe RGB color space, but I convert after to sRGB, and you kind of need, because what I did, I create file, I save as PNG file, and I load it back. We can also check image. Let's go to image mode. And you can see it's RGB color, so it's not any other ones, 16-bit. We can convert to 8-bit for the test if needed, which no change at all. Okay, let me go back, image, go back to, there you go, 8-bit, back to this mode. So this is our original reference. And this is reference, again, was done by 2048, I think, maximum image size. I think it's 2048 height was done. And I take it, I shrink down to 1024, save it. And after we actually, let me show you. Okay, so this is original image size, 1024, different but made from other ones. This will run on 300 DPI, so we'll run with higher, a more printable resolution. So the other ones was creating with 72 DPI as a screen, and this one will be on resolution. So this is a file that I was using to upscale in different applications. So let's go back here, and this is our file before I scale down. So next, let's go look on PNG. So and this is my saved PNG image right here. Let's just come closer, and you can see definitely degradation, because same things what I did it, I scale, load it, and just drag that image in. So in some cases what it's done, you go put your image, put it right there, and you just scale this way. So it's horrible way to do, but it is kind of preview. You can compare, and in this case, if we come closer, and you can definitely see sharpness lost. This is original, and this is when we upscale in a horrible way. Okay, so you can see we lost details, lost in the hair, all these elements, like a look on a golden chain right there. Okay, and like we lost all details on the golden chain. So the next one, it's our upscale using Photoshop with the Upscaler detail preservation 2 right here, and you can see it does from upscale from 1024 to 2000, because it does not have any details. We did have it a little bit better right there, I think, because if you compare like on golden chain, we do have some details like her ring. Again, let's compare this to just upscale up. So it does not actually work that much. So it does work almost as this one. Okay, so let's go look on Upscaler right now. And this is, for some reason, you can notice they change my color space when I did this. So now we lost some of the contrast saturation, and it's not just happened to this, it's also happened to Gigapixel. So I wonder if they have some of their own color space that they applied, override it. But overall right here, we can come closer, and again, you can see horrible compression right there on the sides going. So let's even compare to Photoshop. Just if you're ignoring color, you can see it does just a little bit job in some areas, but again, this compression, it's just because of that, it's not useful. Okay, and so let's go look right now on the Gigapixels, and Gigapixels definitely done way better job. You can see on the chain, even compared to Photoshop, it's much clearer, nicer, details coming way better to add. Also, like on her clothes, if you compare right here scarf, you can see the Gigapixels add better details, bring in those areas. So it's much closer. Okay, on the details, and let's compare this to original. definitely it's not original, because how I say, the problem is if details is not there, it won't do it. But it does get very close and very nice details overall to upscale in this case. And I did another one with AI render, I think it with AI enlarger, and few times I try an AI enlarger. For some reason, just give me this white piece of image render. The biggest problem with this, that you buying credit for each image to process to enlarge. And when it's returned like this, I mean, you just wasted your money on that image. And actually, I will speak in just a little bit about all of this processing and everything. And also I'll show you how we can do other stuff. But anyway, so that you can see it's what the enlarger produced for me, that image. And I tried a couple times and it does not work well. So right here, if we actually zoom out, let's go give it not close, just normal look. This is our original image. Okay. This one is done with a simple upscale on the Photoshop. Okay. That one is our upscaler. Okay, and this one is our Gigapixels, and I think Gigapixels did a very good job on the actually preserving and kind of restoring details. Again, remember, this is real what we looked before. It's very close up. This is actually the image itself, how it's look. Okay, as example, let's go look on the maximum, or not maximum, one of the large stuff. So this is, I took 2048 image, it's a width, and I enlarged 6 times. So right here, you can see our image. You can see the details is actually created. I was very impressed by how Gigapixels upscale this image. And again, if we look on an image size on this, you can see it's 72 by 72 dpi, and we have a 12,000 pixels. I mean, you can print a huge poster with these ones if you know with this size, and it's all details very well. Okay, so how do we upscale our images? If you're using any online services, which is advertised, look how good we can do. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm really disappointed with the service. For me, it should says before and it should says after, because it does not produce good result. Right here, you can say you select your image, you upload it, it's telling you what size you can create it, you set what increase you want it, and click download, and it will create for you image on a cloud. So it's supposed to process. It's give you results save as JPEG. The pricing is interesting because you are actually buying and billing every month for use. And 9 months in $9 a month, just let you know, $9 a month, it's give you Photoshop, Lightroom, Camera Raw, and other things. For $9, you can actually subscribe to Photoshop, which it does better job on upscaling. I don't know what people will get this one, because you can have it only process 100 images. With Photoshop, you can do unlimited images, and it's the same price. Just let you know, Photoshop plan, it's $9 a month. Okay, so I don't know, whoever buying this, they maybe don't know or don't know how to use the Photoshop, which is ridiculous to me. So let's go look on Upscaler. Same things. If you go right there, it says free. However, you have it, your credits, and you need buy credits same way. Okay, so you buy 20 upscales, 20 images for $7. It's ridiculous. Okay, how to say, I think all of these reviews right here about them, they are just number 1, number 3. It's most likely rigged right here. And several times I was approached by similar companies who says, hey, we'll give you free access, can you give it review? So I give them review, and you know, they never come back after I give them review, because honestly speaking, it is a rip off. Okay, so we'll say about that, by quality and by money. Okay, the real application which I recommend to use, one, of course, the Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop all the time for my compositing work, for everything, and it is $9 a month, give you Photoshop, Lightroom, some camera raw, some storage, but it's insignificant storage, but you can connect online, upload it, all that stuff. The image uploaded upscale is simplicity. You can go just the image size, and type size, image preservation, type size what you wanted, and it's all 300 dpi, whatever, and it's done. You change your size very easy on this pixel. You can also automate this, and automation little bit harder than maybe Gigapixel or other things, but you can go file, can go to the script, image processor. Okay, and in image processor, you can also specify what folder you want from, where you want to do, and you can specify what size, what file type you want to save, uncompressed TFF or whatever, or you can even run actions, and you can say resize, and resizing will work also as upscaling. So if you have a small image and you want to upscale, just says, hey, I want all images 8,000 by 8,000. It won't make them square, okay, but it will make the highest size by 8,000. So there you go. It's that easy to create upscale on this. So, and Photoshop, if you're interested, I have it literally thousands of videos and tutorials how to use Photoshop. I'll be putting more, so if you're interested on this one. So the next thing's application that I highly recommend almost all users when they ask me. I used MidJourney, I use it Dall-e, I'm using Stable Diffusion or some other ones. What application I want to upscale, what I'm going to use. The probably number one for me to use, it will be this. It's called Gigapixels, and I'll put a link below for you if you're interested, and they have it a lot of times sales going on. So, and let's look what's happening here, how it's work. Okay, right here, this is image was created with Dall-e. You can recognize by this on the bottom, those colors, and it is supposed to border collie as Superman. What is interesting about this, the Gigapixels perform actually, you will need a little bit adjustment to done with this application, but it is surprisingly done very good job. And personally, I did not have an expectation because I'm a Photoshop guy, I like this, but I was surprised how well and how good this application worked. So after this, I become the fan. Okay, let's look right here. For example, this is a fur, and this is original image when an increasing 72, let's go to about 100%. So right here about, let's go down and we'll go to 100%. So right there, you can see this is original image. By sliding, we can actually preview. So let me slide down. Look on that fur. Literally, it's almost like a magic and using AI. Now you actually can see separate. I don't know how they're done with this algorithm, but you can see how they're increasing. And again, on the left, it's original. On the right, this is with upscaling by 6 times right now. We don't upscale by 2 times. We upscale by 6 times. So it will become 12,000 or whatever pixels. It's a huge size. And you can see amount of details. What is a plus beside that? That is a single time buy application. So you're going there, you buy this application once, and you can run 100,000 images. You can run as many as you want it, and you don't need to pay extra. It is just application there working for you. You don't need subscription, you don't need anything. So by the way, oh, this is 6014 by 6000, so it is that. And of course, if I want it, I can go here and just put it my all multiplier like 12 times. Okay, of course 12 times it says, hey, we have a little bit maybe problem because upscale AI a little bit harder, but you can see right there it still actually produce nice result on 12,000. So right now it's 12,000 size. Well, let me go take back to 4 so we can preview again. How I say, you can see how it's well. It does create a little bit noise, but you have it also options. You can suppress the noise, which is smooth out. You can play around with this because if you go too fast, and before, if you remember first images when I lost some details, I had my suppress noise a little bit higher and I lost some. Okay, so let me just increase a little bit, make it bigger so we can preview there. Okay, next I just select a bunch of files, drag and drop 17, and you can see there you go. That's all. So I can preview how they work, click on each individual file if I needed to preview how the upscale will work, just verify it, and that's all. Next, I need just click save, and the best parts about this, I can specify what format I want it. So I can say JPEG, again, we don't want it, we want to stay away, but we have a TIFF in PNG, included TNG, which is the raw format. So we have it all as different format, save how we want it, so we'll add name, override it, as well as directory. That's all, and click start, and it will save all of those images in a specified directory with the format I wanted, so we won't have this fringing of the colors or any other stuff. Okay, so let me know, what do you think? I think as an upscale, from my personal experience and experimentation, I don't really think the online services, that is promotion, if you go search, and this is things, if you go search, they will come up as number one. These two and plus other ones which I test, and they even worse little bit than this one. For the price you're paying, you can easily just have subscriptions to Photoshop, which is no comparison, more powerful application, does not limit you to how many images you can process. So if you can, and also look on this resolution, it's very low resolution, it does not actually perform very well. So I'll just recommend stay away from these online services like this. They're literally using probably some Azure or other things on the back, some performing. They literally rip off of the services. Get Gigapixels, just you can purchase, it's one-time purchase. They have tons of on sale. I will provide link below, and honestly, that link will be my affiliate link. So if you purchase, I'll make a couple bucks on this, which is nice for me. I will appreciate your support, and it will cost nothing to you, so you won't even increase any of your price or anything. So it's just helpful. I appreciate this. Or I would recommend, if you prefer spend monthly like service things, get Photoshop. You can upscale as many images as you want it at month. It doesn't count. It's not like 100 images. You can do thousands, 100,000. You can do non-stop. They don't care. And price right here, you can see it is $9.99. So it's same price. And I'm literally wonder who will paying this price, or who paying this price for just to enlarge image online, when you can have a full application blowing away quality application for less money, $19 or $9. I mean, seriously, I have no idea. But anyway, so if you're interested, let me know. If you have more questions, if you have suggestions, maybe some better enlarger. And I look on some other applications like Luminar does not support, or other things, and so on. GIMP, a little bit harder to use, but my recommendation so far, probably Gigapixels, from testing, from different, all this stuff, did the best job right now, the most easiest to use as enlarger for images that you produce inside the Dall-e, MidJourney, the Stable Diffusion, Disco Diffusion, and any other ones, those AI applications that generating or creating art. Thank you again for watching this video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it 2 thumbs up, okay? And subscribe, put notification buttons. Your support greatly appreciated, and thank you again for watching this video.